All creatures have a time in their lives where they are put to the test. That can mean surviving an attack, or successfully hunting prey. But this story is different. Here in Whistling Columns, we find a carnivore hidden away in this forest for an important role: to have her own family. She has prepared the nest well enough for the day to finally arrive. The day the eggs hatch. The first one to hatch was a male, and now a female soon joins this growing family. For the father, however, he is nowhere to be seen, leaving their future at a disadvantage. Their lives depend only on her now. They are already constantly begging for food, leaving no choice but to give the food she has stored for this moment. But doing so will make her quickly run out for not only them, but for her own needs as well. All she could do is hope her nest is hidden enough while she goes for constant trips to replenish for them. Not wanting to leave too far, she chews on roots nearby, breaking them down into something she could digest. But her body was not made to do so. Sooner or later, she will have to find an actual meal. Their teeth have not developed enough to chew the roots down, so she feeds them any small creature unfortunate enough to come too close. For now, she doesn't have to worry since they just hatched. But as her reserves vanish, she will have to get them to follow her earlier than usual. Without their father around, she has to work twice as hard to protect them while doing so. As days go by, she decides now is the time they're ready to move. She invites them to join her with one last drink here, always choosing to be close to them when doing so. Creatures are not only on the surface after all, and the ones below wouldn't think twice on eating the little ones. Where she brings them is a land nicknamed Dry Lake, an open place where she could see threats and find food easier. But luck is not on her side. There's another creature already here, one that is even a threat to her, a Tyranitan, a master at exhausting their prey. They have to move elsewhere, at least for tonight, and rest. In the morning she returns, being tempted with the smell of a meal she couldn't resist. And as she goes to check if the meal is unguarded, she spots something else. The young Serato has wandered off too far from his nest. The scent also catching its curiosity. Too good of a moment to pass for a hungry mother. What scent she was following earlier, she soon finds out. An old sauropod has took its final breath here, fulfilling its role to the very end, and supporting all life around it with its very own life. Luck seems to be finally on their side for finding such a meal before others. But this wouldn't last. The scavengers have started to catch on and are now starting to gather. They won't hesitate to kill the kids to get to it. She decides to retreat. It's not worth the risk of losing her family. They'll have to look elsewhere, but at least they got to have enough for them to last for a few days. Days pass since then, and she has brought them to another open area, one she wouldn't usually go to, but she has spotted a possible meal, and is now on the hunt. The young Dinocyrus, with it being close to the ocean, there was a chance it could escape. Finally a meal all to themselves. They can now rest peacefully for the night. And now that it's been days, their individual patterns are starting to come in. As the sun shows itself again, an interesting scene is taking place. The kids seem to be hiding. Was the mother on another hunt? No, she's not. It seems they are actually hiding from her. But why? Is she hungry enough to eat her own even from the last meal? No, it's something completely different. She's pretending to be the prey for them to practice on. Crying out as if in a panic, giving them confidence and making them learn to hunt as a team. But this doesn't mean she will take it easy on them. Real prey will fight their hardest to survive. She plays dead to let them know they have completed the hunt successfully, convinced that they will be good hunters. They can take a break and rest before moving on. She now believes they are old enough to meet her packmates, so they don't have to travel far to get to them after. Their long walk has now brought them to Savannah, a place many creatures are known to be seen, and her pack is no different. They was busy intimidating a family of mapes at the moment. A female, possibly her sister, and a male that has now taken the leadership role. Unlike some males, he will not bring harm to the kids, even if they are not his. He might have proved himself to the other female, but now he needs to prove himself to her as well. She didn't come back to her pack because she missed them. She needs their help with hunting dangerous prey she can't handle alone. With their arrival, however, most have decided to leave, knowing how capable they are of taking something down. Some choose to stand their ground, knowing their own strength. A fairy decides to stay, knowing full well what it can do to them. Most would rather not chance it. But her pack is full of skilled hunters. They're willing to take the risk. She waits for her kids to hide before beginning the hunt. But something is off. An unfamiliar scent to them fills the air. Smoke and fire that is quickly making the land its own. They have to finish this hunt quickly if they want a meal. Not knowing the danger they're in, they don't want to move until they hear the call from their mother. Now they really are on the time limit. With the hunt successful, she quickly leaves to get them. They will have to eat quickly this time, before moving on. A few months have passed since then, and it is now a rainy day. Most have taken shelter under the cover of the leaves in caves, but others are looking for their next meal. The Torvos we used to know are now fully grown. They've both made it to adulthood. That doesn't mean they mastered the art of hunting. They still have been relying on their mom to find the prey, but now she is forcing them to learn the lesson of stealth before making a kill. It seems, however, that they are still impatient. Any creatures around them hear them coming. Unlike the other theory, this one decides to hide from them. But they are not only impatient, but lazy as well, it seems. Seeing it's not the target, it leaves. They instead pick a target they shouldn't have. The mother arrives, disappointed to see they didn't make the kill. Looks like they still got a lot to learn when it comes to stealth. Her daughter tries to apologize, but something else has caught the mother's attention. A pair of Dinochirus away from the water. They start to circle them, trying to decide which one to target. This is where they show their intelligence. Not only does this make their prey fearful, but when they attack, they make sure the first bite leaves a wound big enough for the others to go for it. With the help of their mother, they will learn to become great hunters, just like her, and have a chance to teach what they learned for their own family someday.